Welcome to Centrum Guardians 2012. Over the past month, we have shared in some of the drama and the action that goes with working in the emergency services in South Africa. We have witnessed these brave men and women, paramedics, firefighters, rescue swimmers, go into life-threatening situations to save people like you and me. 4 weeks, 8 teams, 8 heart-stopping, inspiring rescues. This week, we bring you highlights from the first 8 semi-finalist stories again, and we're asking you to make a difference by voting for them. SMS your vote for the team or individual who inspires you to live life at 100% and who you want to go through to the finals for the title Centrum Guardian of the Year 2012.
We're not miracle workers, we do the best we can, but it's somebody's baby.
I was dead inside, really, I was dead inside.
It's that one call. You know, if you get that one call where you know you've really made a difference.
Our first team of semi-finalists are paramedics from Klerksdorp. They responded to a distress call from a mother, and they simply wouldn't give up on her little girl.
She's very lovable, and she's just a joy. She'll run around and then just turn around and come give you a hug.
Jana, soos my eie kind, ek sien haar elke dag. Word saam met haar groot, sy word voor my groot.
On that morning in March, everyone's attention was elsewhere for a crucial few minutes.
Dit is hierdie geweldige gil van Mariska, jy kon hoor, daar's iets drasties verkeerd.
I was screaming, but I was praying, you know.
Ek het nie gedink nie, ek het geweet sy is dood. Bel ambulans.
Mariska called in paramedics while Koos started CPR. Team leader Lizette Pretorius was preparing herself for the worst.
It's a bit shocking. Your heart stops for quite a few beats because the thing is, it's somebody's child.
I was waving like frantically, they were waiting for them to come.
Lizette and the team took over CPR and quickly transferred Jana into the waiting ambulance.
Sy doodgelik.
En route to the hospital, Lizette knew she needed to get life-saving drugs into baby Jana's unresponsive system.
Which was my most terrifying thing.
She had to go through the baby's shin bone to administer the drugs.
It's a baby of 1 year old. I can't tell the mother after 15 minutes, your child is gone.
Toe ons by die hospitaal kom het ons geweier om op te hou.
The crew had been working on Jana's lifeless body for close on an hour and a half.
I took over the compressions again just to give Bertie a chance to relax and to carry on with something else.
Time to call it had long passed.
At one stage, I don't know, everybody was busy with something. I just saw the baby move a leg.
Sy beweeg. Kyk.
I shouted at everybody, yeah, she's moving, she's moving.
The team played a part in making a miracle happen. If they inspire you to live life at 100%, SMS determination to 33123. The 4 teams with the most votes will go through to the finals. Vote now. Make a difference.
After the break, a paramedic with basic firefighting skills responds to a call and finds a burning car with the driver unconscious and trapped inside.
On a Friday night in August last year, bystanders made a distress call from a busy road in Sandton. Paramedic Wayne Broderick rushed to the scene. On the scene, he faced a man trapped in a burning car.
Hot. That's the first thing I noticed was the heat. It was unbelievable. It's instinct that just kicks in. It really is.
Wayne went into the heat to find the man unconscious but still breathing. The man's legs were trapped under the burning dashboard.
And all that kept going through my head was, I'm waiting for a big bang. Tires explode, glass shatters. I was waiting for that. And I wanted to try and get out of the car before that happened.
Wayne struggled to dislodge the man. He was working alone and in a time bomb.
I still thought to myself, this is not going to work, this is not going to work.
As a last desperate attempt, Wayne twisted the man's damaged leg.
And then once this leg came out, I managed to manipulate the other leg out, and that is when the rest of the people arrived like that.
Wayne was joined by colleague Jacques Leroux.
Got his legs free like that. I was shouting to Jacques, his legs are free, we need to get him out the back window of the car.
The two men managed to pull the victim from the car with just seconds to spare.
As we got him out and just moved him onto the over the side of the Armco barrier, the first tyres went.
The three men had literally cheated death by a few critical seconds. If Wayne inspires you, vote for him now. SMS BRAVE to 33123 or log on to www.centrumguardian.com. Proceeds from SMS votes will go to Wayne's base station. Vote now. Make a difference.
We're looking for the Centrum Guardian of the Year 2012, and we're asking you to vote for the team or individual who inspires you to live life at 100% and make sure that they go through to the finals.
Inside the building, it's dark. Smoke, you cannot see.
This team of firefighters faced heat, smoke, and dozens of hysterical people.
Terrified, they were trapped in a building which was fast filling with dark, acrid smoke.
Because other people were willing to throw themselves down to the ground.
A team of firefighters from Klerksdorp quickly contained the fire.
Die gebou is donker, daar is nie krag in die gebou nie en ewe skielik is daar 'n klomp rook om.
The crew followed the cries of panicked victims into the hot, murky building.
So the people there are screaming, they are crying.
Through the heat and smoke, the firefighters found emergency exits, only to discover they had been welded shut.
We've tried to do the forced entry to them. We never managed.
That meant there was only one way out of the building.
Take people from the different floors through the stairs until to the ground floor.
The team had to split up. They trawled the smoky building, searching for victims.
We took a risk there because we as firefighters were not supposed to work one. You should have your partner, but that day we took a risk.
That day, the risk paid off. The crew managed to find each person and guide them to safety.
Ja, ek dink die satisfaksie wat 'n ou kry uit die werk uit om ander mense te kan help en daar's nie 'n ander werk wat dit regverdig nie.
I'm very much proud. I'm very much proud. I'm here to contribute to the society at large. That's my calling. I believe like that.
If you think this team deserves the title Centrum Guardian of the Year, vote for them now. SMS VIGOR to the number on your screen or log on to www.centrumguardian.com. Vote now. Make a difference.
Our next contender is a team of firefighters who pulled together to drag a sinking car out of a river.
Car was sinking and we were sinking too.
Sean Webb was first on the scene. A car had plummeted off a bridge and was sinking into the river below.
They think the people have drowned in the vehicle. That's all the info I got at that stage. So.
The man and his daughter, trapped in the car, had been submerged for more than 4 minutes.
At that stage, we thought we're literally going to be doing a body recovery.
Firefighters from Wadeville stepped in to assist Sean.
When I stepped in that water, I was scared of the water, but I don't know how to swim. I have to save that person. I have to.
The team needed to lift the car to gain access to the back window. It was a monumental effort.
It was so scary, thinking about the patient in the car.
With the team sinking into the mud, Sean kicked in the window and created an escape route for the 2 trapped victims.
Got them out, and at that stage, they started, let's put it this way, gasping.
In torrential rain, the 2 victims were moved to solid ground. The girl was struggling to breathe on her own.
We carried on, ventilated a couple of more times, and she literally started breathing on her own again without any further intervention on that side.
If you want this team to be the Centrum Guardian of the Year, vote for them now. You can SMS the word strength to 33123 or vote online at www.centrumguardian.com.
Your vote will determine which of the semi-finalists go through to the finals. Every one of them showed courage, determination and passion, and every one of them gave 100% and more to save people in life-threatening situations.
Firefighter Hakim Meyer and his family chose a remote spot outside Cape Town to celebrate New Year.
We get onto the beach and we're just about coming on, and we see all this commotion.
Without hesitation, Hakim sprinted toward the turbulent sea.
But no one can see because the waves were so huge.
She's down here. Let's go this way.
Hakim calmly took charge of the scene.
Then I instructed the group of guys, let's go in now.
When I saw Hakim in the waves, I felt afraid, I felt scared.
Within minutes, they reached the first girl.
The surf was extremely bad.
And battled to pull her to shore.
She had no breathing, no pulse, basically declared as lifeless.
While he worked resolutely to bring her back, there were still another 2 lost at sea. Hakim immediately arranged for backup. The Air Mercy Service prepared to scour the coastline. NSRI plotted coordinates and sent a rescue boat to the scene.
Water, I repeat, 1 person in the water, over.
Meanwhile, Hakim continued to work on the girl's lifeless body.
I would say maybe 10, 15 minutes. I was busy with CPR by myself.
Hakim refused to give up on the girl. Then bystanders spotted the others struggling in the surf.
Just while I was busy with the CPR, I looked up at her.
They reached her and dragged her through the undertow.
By the time she actually reached the beach, I was able to get pulse back on the lady that I was busy with. It's happiness. It's like she's back.
NSRI circled the current in search of the last missing girl.
And he advised they've got a 3rd person. She's safe. And the family, my wife and the kids, they were like, oh, Dad, you did something cool today.
SMS agility to the number on screen if you would like to see Hakim take the title. You could also vote online at www.centrumguardian.com.
Vote now to make sure that the Guardian who most inspires you to live life at 100% goes through to the finals in the search for the Centrum Guardian of the Year 2012. After the break, a child, a dog, and a Good Samaritan.
On a Sunday morning in March this year, 3-year-old Lincoln's world exploded.
Kom ons stryd na Lincoln toe.
En hy spesifiek vir die seun gekom. En hy het die seun
gehap en geruk.
Hond begin 'n vat om by sy nek.
Lincoln was mauled beyond recognition. A local man called in an emergency to the nearby fire station.
All working hands to the engine bay.
He said the dog ripped the skull, the flesh from the boy's skull.
Paramedic Fontaine required engine bay. Paramedic Fontaine.
Now when they start screaming my name, I know there's trouble.
Paramedic Fontaine required engine bay. Paramedic.
As they were preparing to respond, a bloodied Lincoln was delivered into their hands.
The hooting, this car was hooting profusely, and that is when I came to see what was happening.
I've never ever seen a child being bitten or injured like that.
It seemed to Andrew and the crew that the boy could not survive his injuries.
So for me at that point in time was to get an open airway, get a line up, intubate this child, because I knew we're going to lose this child.
I kept the arm for him straight, and I tried to spot a vein with him, and I couldn't see any vein there.
Andrew made a decision to go into the van blind.
I prayed, so you know, people think we're superhuman beings, but we're not. So I prayed, and first time I got the IV line up, and I said, "Auro, I've got a line.
Guys, we get a line. Now we need.
And then he's like, "No way."
Can you sort this out for me?
As I put on the ECG light, I told him it's not looking good.
It seemed their best efforts were failing.
When his heart rate was dropping, I said to him, "You need to fight, my boy," and he fight.
It was like a peep, slow peep, peep, and suddenly peep, 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 peep. The heart rate came up and it's stabilized.
The team stabilized Lincoln and sent him to the Red Cross Children's Hospital. He has had 10 reconstructive surgeries and is on his way to being a healthy and well-heeled boy.
And I mean, I'm going to give him 10 out of 10 for being a fighter. Definitely.
If you'd like to see this team in the finals, please vote for them now. SMS PASSION to the number on your screen. Proceeds from SMS votes will go to their base station. You can also vote online at www.centrumguardian.com. Vote now. Make a difference. In every story featured on the Centrum Guardian Project, emergency workers have responded with dedication and heart. They commit fully to saving every person in trouble, no matter who they are or where they come from. Early on a Friday night, bad weather was rolling in from the sea. A group of homeless men warmed themselves near a small fire. With rain pelting down, they ran for cover under an abandoned construction site.
Right, okay, Otto, let's just quickly confirm that.
In the early hours of the morning, an emergency was called in. A fire crew from Stellenbosch was sent to a vacant field.
We couldn't see anything, everything was dark.
The emergency crew was drawn by a distant shot.
The next moment, your light beam just hit this arm. And all you see is an arm and a lot of concrete sheeting.
The trapped man was alive and desperate.
And then he started talking and screaming and whatever and crying.
You need to lie still, we're coming back, all right?
The man was trapped under 2 tons of unstable concrete.
Metro Rescue 175.
Team leader Clive Coonan called in Metro Rescue for backup.
Metro, we have a situation here.
While waiting, they decided to find a way to cross the unstable concrete to reach the man.
We fixed the ladder onto the concrete.
And then 1 or 2 people can crawl onto the ladder. And I thought, well, maybe we could even try the drip like that. So I got onto the ladder.
Hanging on a precipice, Jean inched her way closer to the man.
So I held his hand until the rescue guys came.
When they arrived, I went to them to brief them about the situation.
The Metro Rescue crew quickly evaluated the damage.
We had to make a very quick assessment as to how he was trapped, what was actually trapping him.
They realized he was not the only man trapped under the rubble. He and 2 friends had made this unstable shelter their home.
We used the hydraulic tools, it's like a little scissor, and we lift it up and we chock it with wooden blocks, okay, to secure it. So we lifted a little bit at a time and then we stabilized.
Inch by inch, they unearthed the man. A small slip of the jackhammer could cost him his life.
We asked him, do you know where you are? He couldn't remember where he was, but he had a smile on his face. That was important.
If this team inspires you, vote for them now. SMS the word endurance to 33123 or vote online at www.centrumguardian.com.
Next, a teenager caught in a rip current is swept out to sea.
As I looked, all of a sudden he was swept off his feet and he was swimming. And I mean, and I couldn't understand that, because how can you swim when the water is just above your knees? Not knowing that he was in this current, obviously.
Ruan Klopper found himself helpless in the powerful current.
Probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds later, Ruan was at least 30, 40 meters further away into the sea. And that's when we started panicking.
At 11 minutes past 11, Farnes Low phoned the NSRI.
Ek het onmiddellik in sy stem gehoor, hy is baie bekommerd en hy het vir my gesê die see is diep, die see is baie groot en het gesê ons moet baie vinnig maak.
What went through my mind, and again I remember that so clearly, is how many people are in the water, how far out are they?
High time pressure, because when somebody's already got a phone call to say that they're in trouble, you know, time is of the essence.
The second time I phoned Henny, he said to me, they'll be there in 10 minutes. I said to him, Henny, 10 minutes is too long. We don't have 10 minutes.
By this time, Ruan was 300 meters out to sea. Torsten arrived ahead of the others and took in the scene.
It was obvious that it was a child. He was right in the rip current. It didn't look nice at all.
Torsten planned to use the current to his advantage.
The rip current will take me there much quicker than if I take a straight line.
And then I saw Torsten running about 50 meters towards my left, and I thought, hey, where are you going? I mean, you know, Ruan is there, he's not there.
Torsten battled huge breakers before the current swept him towards Ruan.
Another wave got on top of him, but just as it hit him, I managed to grab hold of him. He said his name was Ruan. And the moment you've got a name and a person that's right in front of you, and especially a child, there's no ways you're going to let him go.
Torsten began to swim Ruan back through the breakers when the rescue crew arrived with the boat.
That's when I heard it. It was like music to my ears. It was that unmistakable sound of an outboard at full rev. Picked up Ruan and sped away with him.
Without Torsten's skillful intervention, Ruan would not have made it that day. If you think he deserves the title Centrum Guardian of the Year, vote for him. SMS Stamina to the number on screen. Or you could vote online at www.centrumguardian.com. Proceeds from SMS votes will go to his base station.
That's it for this week. Remember, by voting for the Guardian or team who inspires you to live life at 100%, you can help them go through to the finals. You can also vote online at www.centrumguardian.com, and over the next few weeks, we'll bring you the results of this round. Join us again next week when we start the next round, another 8 inspiring stories. Same place, same time. See you then.